Hello everyone, welcome to the Star Card Tarot. It's Karen with some messages. So I got the song When the Levee Breaks by Led Zeppelin, and when I was looking at the video, well, there was one video I looked at, well, there was a couple of them, but the image on there, and I feel like that's with the album artwork, it really screams the Ten of Wands. So I also got 16 seconds, and I was thinking about Abraham Hicks. I was listening to a recording recently, and I haven't listened to Abraham for a bit. And I remember she would always speak about 17 seconds, totaling up to, I can't remember, 68 seconds. But now the time to be able to have an idea attract another idea, it seems like it's reduced and it's now 16 seconds. So, woo. That's so awesome. That's just basically telling us that universe is always expanding, right? It's always perception. So that's super cool. I got the word raw. I got the word cheesecake. I got the word squeeze box, maybe the song Squeeze Box. I don't remember who that's by. I got the song, the lyrics from the Beatles, All You Need Is Love. I got the word reacting, and again, really the emphasis is on the prefix reacting. I got the song Moondance by Van Morrison. Hit Me With Your Best Shot. I don't remember who sang that. I know it was a real 80s hit, but that wasn't it. It was the words Hit Me With Your Best Shot. And then the song Oyo Como Va by Santana. So yeah, I was saying that Ten of Wands was really speaking out to me. So this is what the Ten of Wands looks like. Just so you're familiar, or if you're not familiar, that's what it normally kind of looks like. There's a character carrying a heavy load. You know, and it appears that they're close to their destination, but it also appears that they're ragged, they're tired. It was a very, very cumbersome task that they're doing, whether it was taking a long time in tandem with, maybe, I always feel like it's like biting off more than you can chew. And it's interesting when I look at that Ten of Wands because, you see the characters just about at their destination. But it's always like there was the struggle, like there was the struggle life attached to that. But even though, maybe they could have reevaluated and maybe lightened their load or made 2 trips out of it or whatever it was, they still finished it. So that's the good part. So if any of you out there that have been carrying an idea or ideas forward, and you've been maybe taking a long time out of your timeline to do it, well, understand, we're all going to get to, our final destination. Like, we're all going to get there anyways, doesn't matter what path you choose along the way. I feel like the Ten of Wands is really saying right now that, sometimes you need to be able to not that thing of like take 2 steps forward, 1 step back, but perhaps some of those wands, maybe they may not have been necessary at that point in the journey. Maybe they already had their uses, maybe not sure. Again, just depends on how the card comes out in a reading, but that really, really stuck out to me. So I feel like for some of you, if you're crossing that finish line and you've put your heart and your soul and everything, even your pride into it, rejoice, be happy, because you've accomplished your goal. I do feel like there is a sense of heartache and loss that comes with it. So it's, it's definitely, we've learned throughout, I guess, the human evolution is that, in the past tense, or the past times, our ancestors, had to do the physical. They had to, build empires and things like that. And, they had to put their hand to work to, say, to create the tools, to create the structures or whatever, right? And, we're at a time in our timeline that we're really understanding the concept of work smarter, not harder, in the idea of that we can utilize our own power, our own gifts and spiritual gifts and talents and things like that, right? People, talk about how the pyramids were built in Egypt, and some people speculate that they used telekinesis, right? So people, can still, when there's more than one person, they're all focused on doing one task as a collective, we're able to do, massive, massive things. So, so when I was thinking about the Ten of Wands, it really came out with a little bit of the blues kind of feeling with it. So I've decided I wanted to do a Ten of Wands reading. I'll find the 10 in my deck and what comes on either side of it. I'll read as a whole story or a whole read. We'll see what we can notice. But while I'm doing that, I want to show you the image, and you can listen to the song When the Levee Breaks by Led Zeppelin. Some good blues for you today. Yeah, right on. So that was the song. I know it's beautiful, beautiful, beautiful blues song. Um, but that's what I'm talking about, that Ten of Wands, like it's I think it's a bit of a pride thing by the end of it, right? So the other thing with the wands, this, like with all of the suits, they go in an order. So it's the manifestation process, and it's reflected in the different suits. So first you get your idea out of infinite possibility. That's the wands. That's the motive. That's the drive. That's the ideas. Then once you get that idea, you process it in your mind and you think about it, and it could, have an emotion that it sparks, and your emotions are your cups. And then there comes the swords, which is the action and how you react. And then there's the pentacles, which is the manifestation, the actual outcome, right? So I'll just start ahead with the read. So for this, with these cards, I got the Seven of Cups, the Ten of Rods, and the King of Rods, and they're all in reversed. I feel like for some of you, a group of you, all of you, all of us, I get the feeling that there wasn't a lot of options. There wasn't a lot of ideas that you like really could get behind, that you could really feel that you could cultivate. And so I feel like, maybe you had felt desperate to be able to run with an idea. And this character, it's like the character has this white hair, like a real old man now. It really aged them, right? Like it really took the life out of them. And they spent a lot of their timeline carrying those ideas forward, just because I feel like there wasn't just one good idea to bring. It's like the person, I think, felt like there was no other options and decided just to do all of them at once, almost kind of like putting your eggs all in one basket in hopes that one would work out. But we see it's reversed, right? And it's like, I feel like there was a lot of time and effort and a lot of passion lost in life in general because of stubbornly thinking, okay, well, I've got to work on all of it because, at least maybe one of the things will work out. The King of Rods is there in reverse, and it's like, that would have been ultimate and ideal to be able to finish that 10 cycle and, be sitting there with an established empire, or not empire, but with an established kingdom. And, like just that whole idea of knowing that you can work smarter and not harder, right? So, but this was in reversed, so you didn't get to that kings because of having that I want to say it's a pride thing of thinking that you have to be tough and strong and endure. It's that efforting, it's that social programming where we don't have to effort. We have to effort, but maybe not effort, but we definitely don't have to do it the same that they old generations did. So that's that. Six of Swords, Ten of Wands, and Page of Swords all upright. Okay. This is pretty good. Six of Swords is really speaking about going through the experience of understanding what you can handle. Remember I was talking about that Ten of Wands kind of, I am always interpreted a little bit of like you're biting off more than you can chew. The Six of Wands is having the maturity of gone through the actual experience and you know, physically, energetically, spiritually, whatever, having to release a little bit of it and just taking what you can carry. And the Ten of Wands is upright here, so it's almost more like a trophy of like, yeah, I took that right amount. It took a long time to get there. There was a lot of things to celebrate about that whole experience, and it offered wisdom. Mind you, going down when you're at the Ten of Wands, yeah, definitely you're able to start the new cycle of your manifestation. But if you handle it with the Ten of, like in the Ten of Wands fashion, it is of, you know, it's definitely an achievement. It, again, like we're all going to end up at the proper destination where we're meant to be anyways. But there's a Page of Swords here too, and I feel like for some of you, I feel like this is really noteworthy. I feel like it's this this journey that you are on with your Ten of Wands, that it's your manifestation is here, and your experience, by your experience you can teach others. But I feel like, you know, there was so much time spent. It was like a lifelong almost like a lifelong achievement that you've been working on. It wasn't easy, and it, you know, left you ragged, but it was your own pride of doing that thing of like, yeah, I have to do it by myself. I can do it. I can soldier on and da 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 da. But in this instance, it's something that's really, really noteworthy. Maybe you would get recognition for it, but there's a little bit of sorrow that comes with it too, because it's like, you know, you might even be doing writing about it, or teaching, or telling other people, you know, things of that, where the past you, that's just a shadow of a memory. This is what you look like now coming out of it. Like that's not like a real beautiful shiny feather. It's, you know, it's really ragged. It's not, you know, totally rough, but, you know. So I feel for some of you, that's yeah, you didn't take off too much, but you did go through the journey, and I feel like there's something good that's coming out of it. And then there's the Emperor, the Ten of Wands, and the Devil that came out in this deck. Oh, sorry, the lighting. So, in this one, pretty clear. There's the Emperor here, upright. And I feel like this is either representing you or somebody else. Almost kind of like that iron fist. Really stubborn, really adamant, to carry out this 10 of Wands journey. I kind of am getting, because the devil's here, I'm almost kind of getting a feeling you were trying to impress somebody by doing it the hard way, just to show that, yeah, I'm, because again, humans, we do this thing of like, we think if we have to work hard, that like that's a testament of how how strong we are, but it's not. I mean, endurance and longevity definitely, are wonderful attributes that we have, but we don't, I feel like, because there's this devil card, and the devil card's often about, kind of getting sidetracked, kind of making up your own illusion, almost like your own kind of little bubble, and excusing yourself for things that you maybe necessarily wouldn't like. But I feel like with that devil card, like the devil's not sitting there. It doesn't show that he's doing an action in this card. He's just sitting there, and the characters will be the ones who use the devil to kind of excuse, again, their behavior, right? So I'm getting, for some of you, it's almost like you were trying to impress the exterior world, whether it was another person, you're like, I can do it, but, when we look in this 10 of Cups here, Buddy has on a sweatband, so he knows that even it's a really, really hard task. And I feel like there's some wisdom here, to boss up in your own mind, to be your own boss up, and understand that you're at the end of your 10 of Wands anyway, so let it all go. The look on his face too. Oh, the look on Buddy's face, like, they almost look regretful, like, why did I even start doing this? Why did I, how did I even find myself here? Like, had a real what the hell moment. But again, stubbornly determined to carry it out. And I noticed that the character's looking at the devil card too, so yeah, it's an understanding that, if you're doing extra to impress others, it's definitely not going to work in your favor. Like, yes, it could look good in some sense, on some level of measure, but if they're doing it to impress somebody else, is it right? Who is it serving? So I hope you enjoyed.